Hey there folks, it's Mark from tech-snobs.com. Today we're going to go ahead and do a review on the Asus Transformer Pad, and this is the TF300T model. Came out, I'll say about a month ago. Overall, nice device. The hardware on it compared to, let's say, the Transformer Prime is a little bit different. The back is made out of plastic. It doesn't feel as nice as the aluminum, but it's not super cheap feeling either. It's almost like a vinyl type on the back, but overall very good design. Does have a 8 meg camera in the back, which doesn't have a flash on this model, so that's one thing to be assured of. You got your power button up on the top right hand corner there. You also have an HDMI port, volume rocker, and then you also have your SD card slot there as well. So overall, nice design. I mean, when I look at it, I do compare it to the Transformer Prime, and it's just basically a lot of things about it remind me of it. I mean, it's basically a little bit of a cheaper version than it, and some of the shortcuts they took to get this one down to $379, I really can't complain about, because basically at this stage of the game, I think for Android is basically the price. I mean, they're gonna have to fight on the price comparing to the iPad, because it's basically charging $500 and $600 for some of these things is pretty ridiculous. So hopefully we'll see that trend continue. But there's a lot to like about this though. It does have an NVIDIA Tegra 3 chipset in it. It also has this Tegra Zone Store, which you can go in and you can get certain apps optimized and games optimized just for this display. And I'm even do a demo of a game here shortly, because it's definitely looks good. It's a 720p resolution display. YouTube on here looks rather good. HD content on here looks good, and even the cameras aren't too bad for what they are. I mean, it's like I really don't imagine myself using the cameras on here that much, but it does turn out to be a pretty nice experience. And then you also throw into the fact that if you get the keyboard dock with this, I think really sets this apart. I mean, when you look at this device, I think especially if you're coming from a I'm gonna say if you're coming from like a netbook, it really I think this could really take the place of a netbook. So definitely look forward to that. And another thing, when I look at ice cream sandwich on here, it's 4.03. It's not very many skin overlay on here. I mean, it's got 4.03, it has GPS, it's Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. But what I like about it is the fact that this tablet really doesn't have much added to the stock Android experience. Now, in some cases I like that, in some cases I don't. But if you're a person that doesn't like overlays, whether it be from LG, HTC, or Samsung, you'll definitely like what Asus has done here, because they basically just added a few apps. I mean, you got My Cloud. I like the My Net. It's pretty cool. It's a DLNA, and you can stream from your servers, or you can stream from other computers in the house, video and audio content, which is very nice. And then you also you got My Cloud on here. It's pretty much another Dropbox type of software here that Asus brands themselves. And then you got a file manager, which is pretty cool, because a lot of Android products, you have to get the file manager right from the market itself. So obviously if you have a favorite file manager you like to use, you can just download it. So but it's still nice to have it in the box as soon as you turn this on. Overall, I did run the quadrant standard on here, and it got around, I'm gonna say 3100, and it is a pretty snappy device. I mean, I don't really see a lot of delay and stuff. I mean, touch pinch to zoom is pretty good. I mean, you see it lags up a little bit here and there. So and there is a CNN app for Android, but yeah, overall it's pretty decent. I can't complain too much about it. And then another thing is, overall, it's just a nice device. Now, the thing that stands out about it, honestly, is what I'm about to bring on here now, is the keyboard dock. Once you get this keyboard dock, it's a very nice Slides right in, and I'm not gonna power it down. And basically, even when you have it closed, nice little clamshell, pretty thin. But what you get is you get a USB port, you get an SD card slot, and you also have obviously, well, you have the HDMI battery, HDMI port as well. But this also has another battery in here that extends the life, and then the power will plug in this left-hand corner. But what I do like about it is it really brings to life the part of you using a tablet. You know, it definitely makes a much better experience. I mean, using the mouse on here works rather well. I can just double click on stuff, go up into the store, I can click back home. I mean, it works very well when using this. So I definitely, definitely like the, the touchpad here is nice. The speed of it is nice. And it's got a lot of, little keyboard shortcuts that I find to be very well. You hit the home button, it takes you back home. And, a lot of little things. You got your brightness on here. And so, quite a few other things. So it's pretty cool overall. It is another $149, but I honestly think if you're going to look at this device, you really want to look at it with the dock, because it just gives you that additional functionality that you'll be looking for. And speaking of that, I'm going to see if I can get this to work. In the game Shadowgun, you can actually use a controller to play games, and I think that's one thing with Android that they're making it stand out with, is the fact that you can use you could play certain games using third-party controllers, and I'm telling you that it really makes all the world of difference for a game like Shadowgun, because trying to use the on-screen to play this game, I don't find it very good at all. So we're going to let's see. Looks like there's some kind of expansion here. So I'm gonna have to come back to that and finish that up. So we're gonna pause here. I'll let this download and we'll be back for that. Okay, we're back. Basically what happened is there was an expansion pack. I didn't even know when it came out. Tells you what I know about Shadowgun. But basically this expansion pack came out, 250 meg download I had to get. And the cool thing is, I'm just using a PS3 controller. And once I hit resume here, I mean, I'm using the controller and it works very good. I mean, I really can't complain, with the kind of quality you get. Can't kill that guy. There you go. And it's a pretty cool game. I mean, like I said, I really can't. I mean, using the controller to play this is much better than using the the on-screen functions. If you try to use the on-screen, it's just way more awkward to use. So I go back to the controller, and it's definitely a world of difference. So yeah, there's your demo on the Shadowgun, for the Transformer Pad, and this is it's a Tegra 3 optimized game, so that's one of the selling points of it. But overall, like I said, my conclusion on this, I mean, I really have to say I can highly recommend this, this device. I mean, it's a very nice tablet for the features you get, with the main being the price. I mean, I think when you pay $379 for the tablet, that is cheaper than an iPad. And it gives you enough functionality where you could see why you'd want to pay that amount, especially if you get the keyboard dock, because it just gives you, double the battery life. I'm about to look down here. It basically charges the battery at the same time. So it shows you the battery life here on the left is at 93%, and it's charging the tablet's battery, which is at 78%. So it basically charges it while it's in the dock. So overall, I can highly recommend this. My score I'm going to give it, if you just want the tablet itself, I'm giving that a 7.5. And then with the dock, I'm giving it an 8. And, that's a good overall package, I feel, that you get with this. And it definitely can replace a netbook, that were, those things were so hot just a couple years ago. This is Mark from tech-snobs.com. Be sure to check me out at tech-snobs.com. And also on actually on Pinterest now, and I'm actually on Twitter at @AtTechSnob. So check those out, and there's going to be a written review up on this as well. Take care.